Oh man, what was the thing that Jr. good old Jim Ross had when he was doing commentary for WWE back in the day? I know business is about to pick up, and it indeed has. Buckeye Nation, what's poppin'? Crazy Dog coming at you on the Buckin' Crazy YouTube channel with a very special late night edition of whatever you want to call this, maybe like Buckeye Talk. I haven't really thought of a clever name for these like live streams. Just gonna come on here and ramble on about the Buckeyes because that's what I do. So, yeah, got a lot to talk about once again, as you see the headline down below. The transfer portal officially opened at midnight yesterday. Going in, well, literally yesterday, going into the 9th. And as you'd expect, there was a lot of action. Probably a few hundred players, definitely like mainly offensive linemen, entered the portal. And being as Ohio State needs offensive linemen, yeah, I think our interest was definitely piqued with a lot of these guys. Now I actually pulled up the Bucknuts transfer portal live tracker. Shout out to Bill Karlik, who covers the Buckeyes for 247 Sports, keeping track of all the names that have been connected to the Buckeyes. Obviously, with all the names entering the portal, it's always fun to look at the articles and, the latest news from these kids as they look to find a new home. I always look to see, is Ohio State looking at any of these guys? Obviously, we know the needs, right? I went over them before. Offensive and defensive line, duh. Maybe a running back for depth, possibly a depth quarterback, not a starter, a backup like what we had a few years ago with Tristan Gebbia. They're not looking for another Will Howard unless the QB room just gets essentially incinerated in the portal, where they only end up with TSC, Tavian St. Clair, and Julian. If they end up with just two, they maybe go for a starter if they're not confident in the youngster's ability to, you know, lead the offense. Because you don't really want to throw a freshman out there, coming right out of high school. And they didn't really give Julian a whole lot of snaps this year for some reason because they just had to keep feeding Devin Brown for some reason. Even though we knew Devin Brown really didn't have it. He wasn't that guy. Heck, we saw that last year. But I gotta give credit to Devin, though. He stuck around. I'm surprised he didn't dip when Will Howard showed up. But no, he stuck around. Gotta give him credit for that. And now hopefully he finds a good spot and maybe his college career takes off. I'll be happy for him, because he stuck around when Will Howard showed up. He could have easily dipped, but he didn't. I give him props for that. I really do. Looking at the latest on the tracker from Bucknuts, now Bill actually listed out every position, every position group that the Buckeyes. I think actually he listed every single group out, regardless of whether we're going to be interested or not in adding. Starting off with the quarterback, and yeah, obviously Devin Brown is gone. Well, he will be gone. He had a run, and then once our run ends, hopefully in the national championship with us hoisting a trophy, then he will hit the portal officially. Now, I like what Bill did. He has it in three categories: transferring out, looking to add, and then if they are looking to add at that position, he has a little section for the names that they're tracking. And for quarterback, obviously, Devin Brown is leaving. And it says they're looking to add one, maybe more. Probably just one, though. Regardless of if Air and Lincoln leave as well, I think they're going to add one because you have two already. Well, you're going to have, obviously, Julian here. And then Tavian will come in. So, yeah, I could see them adding one. Won't be a starter, though. Like I said, it won't be like a Will Howard. It'll be a guy who comes in to essentially be a bona fide coach. Yeah, I'd be shocked if they go after another starter. Unless, like I said, maybe they just don't trust Tavian or Julian yet, which that would make no sense. But you never know with Ryan Day. You never ever know with Ryan Day these days. Man, I mean, after all, the dude could have had Dylan Gabriel last year, but again, he wanted to see what Devin Brown could do in the bowl game, and Devin Brown got hurt. But I'm not going to hate on Will Howard. Will Howard's been fantastic. Now, again, looking to add one quarterback. Names are tracking. None yet. There have been no quarterbacks linked to the Buckeyes as of yet. Running backs, obviously none have left. Looking to add, possibly one. Names we're tracking, none. Wide receiver, transferring out. Of course, I've already talked about him. Jaden Ballard and Kojo Antwi. Looking to add, likely zero. Interesting. Now, I mean, if a guy like Zachariah Branch pops up in the portal, I mean, you gotta at least look at it, right? The dude's electric. I mean, damn, bro. You can maybe have him return kicks. Wouldn't hurt if he enters the portal, which seems like everyone hopes he will. I don't think he will, though. I like Caleb Downs returning punts, but I mean, you could always go after another receiver. Why not? Right? I mean, you will have two coming in the upcoming recruiting class. So maybe that's why they're not looking at one. Tight ends, so far, as of like now, as of like 1:10 a.m. on December 10th, 2024, none have transferred out, and they have like a ton already in the room. I could see at least one, maybe two transferring now. Looking to add possibly one, and they're not tracking any names yet. I mean, Caleb Odom is probably the one big name out there right now, and I just don't see us going after him. He's probably going to go to Colorado to play with Juju. Now, this is where it gets fun. The trenches. We all know the Buckeyes need trenches. Maybe it's been well documented everywhere. They need offensive and defensive line. So, as of again today, we actually got our first offensive lineman transferring out as Miles Walker announced that he will be transferring, looking to add 2 to 4, with tackle being a priority. I could see 2 tackles, maybe a starter on each side, because again, I think you're losing both your starting tackles after this season. So you're probably going to need a starter on both sides. Unless they like Carter Lowe. I mean, I don't know if they really want to throw him out there as a freshman. And then maybe a guard, and then maybe a depth tackle or something, like a swing guy. Some names that they're tracking. There's 6 names that have been mentioned. Josh Thompson, I've already made a video talking about him. Gunnar Hansen from Vanderbilt. Luke Baklenko from Stanford. Jordan White, a very popular name from Liberty. Tarantayo from Ball State. And then finally, Isaiah World. That is an elite last name. World. Love it. He's from Nevada. Man, just think. There's some freaking dude out there waiting to change his Twitter account handle to World, and then WRLD. Oh my God. You know someone's waiting to do it. Yeah, it's pretty clear that they are going to prioritize offensive line big time. They have to. Now, on the defensive side, not much noise yet. Nobody's transferred out, and they're looking to add one or two with defensive ends the priority. That number could increase, especially if, some guys leave, which I'm sure there will be a couple at least. And then in terms of names that they're tracking, Langdon Kitchen. Now I do a little quick, click on the name, and he's from Northwest Missouri. All right, then. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, Northwest Missouri State. A 2-star as a prospect. Okay. And then there's one more name, and that is the guy that you see on your screen over here, right? That is James Williams from Nebraska. Didn't even think we were interested in him, but I saw an article where apparently he's getting like 30 phone calls an hour, or in an hour, to the point where he had to turn his phone off. Like, damn. Can you imagine you're getting like 30 phone calls an hour, bro? People be blowing up his phone. But yeah, he is looking to visit Ohio State soon, and we'll see how that goes. Linebacker, so far, one guy is transferred out, Gabe Powers. I think he was the first guy to transfer out, and they're looking to add one or two. I could say two. And then in the secondary, so far, none have left. But again, I could see one or maybe two leaving, possibly one at each position. Who knows? You know there's going to be guys leaving. I bet you. But it's hard to say, though. Looking to add possibly a safety and a corner, and they're not tracking any names yet. And then you got specialists, and nobody's transferred out, although we kind of wish that Jaden Fielding would. But no, he's not transferred out yet. Looking to add possibly a kicker and punter, which is weird because did they recruit a punter from Australia that's like the size of a damn linebacker? I'm pretty sure they did. But, it's always good to have competition. And then they're tracking Jesus Gomez. Yep. So that's the only name that's come up in terms of special teams right now. Again, things could change. Heck, tomorrow I could wake up and 5 more names could be added to the portal, and maybe they schedule more visits. So let's go through all the lovely names that I think the Buckeyes could look at. So I'm going to pull up the portal rankings here. Let's take a look. Quarterback. Let's see how many names are on the board. What's up, Jacob? Good to see you. Not going to be live too long. So obviously, they have Gibbs and Quincy Porter probably wouldn't get many reps to begin with. In fact, probably redshirt. You know, and not to mention though, let's be honest here. Micah Hudson, Cornell Tate, Jeremiah, Brandon Innes, and Bryson Rogers as your 5. That's actually 6. And then Mylan Graham as your number 6. Ooh, goes hard. Goes so damn hard though. Not gonna lie. Man, dude, there's one name I really want to see enter, and it's Zachariah Branch. He should have been a Buckeye coming out of high school, but he went to USC. That dude is electric as a return man. I mean, every time he touches the ball as a returner, he has a chance to take it the other way. Now, looking at quarterbacks, right? Because I'm going to go position group by position group. Are there any names that I could see us maybe looking to possibly add as like a depth quarterback to help out the youngsters? Because unless like Aaron Nolan stays, which he could, it's hard to really say what they're going to do. Now, I mean, in terms of like overall, I don't see them really going after the big names. Those guys are going to be commanding a ton of NIL money. But I mean, if there's a name they're going to go after, I would love to see us go after Prince Will Umamilin. My God. I know his brother Princely. I think he's a senior. He went to Florida, transferred to Ole Miss. Hector Zambrano, I wouldn't mind him, but he's again going to have a lot of eyes on him. Patrick Kutas, they haven't talked to him yet. Dane Key, no. Nick Anderson, no. Eric Singleton, no. Jaheim Otis, I would love it, but probably not. Micah Hudson, for some reason, watch them go after him because Brian Hartline loved him. And also, Brian Hartline doesn't usually go after transfer portal receivers. But like I said, though, this could be an exception. Casey Conception, Barian Brown. So yeah, most of the top 10 is like receivers. But if we're looking at quarterback, though, what does the top of the position look like? Okay, so Connor Wegman, no. Miller Moss, no. Darian Menza, no. Jackson Arnold, no. Caden Salter, no. What are you saying no? They're all starters. They're not going to come here to be a backup. They're going to come here to start. Now, if Ryan Day, for some reason, decides, yeah, I don't know if I can trust Julian or Tavian to run this offense, I need to go get another Porter quarterback, then yeah, I could see us maybe looking at, you know, Darian Menza or even Matthew Slucka, I guess. But I don't know about Jackson Arnold. I saw him at Oklahoma this past year and not great. I would love Caden Salter, not gonna lie. Miller Moss, Wegman, eh. Devin Dampier, maybe. Thomas Castellanos piques my interest a little bit. Malachi Singleton from Arkansas, maybe. Ricky Collins, Marcos Davila, no. Anthony Colandrea, Ashton Daniels, Devin Brown, nah, no, obviously. Keon Jenkins, Isaac Wilson, get Zach Wilson's brother. Oh man, there's some interesting names, but I don't think there's really any that really just catch my eye. I know a lot of people are talking about like Cam Rising. Could he enter? You know, that would be the guy I would maybe look at as like a coach type. He wants to play, so I don't think that would happen. But I understand why they wouldn't have any. I mean, they said possibly add one, but I don't know who it would be. Running backs. Now this would be an interesting one. They said possibly add one. So let's see the top names. Wayshawn Parker, Fluff Bothwell, Ahmad Hardy, Quentin Joyner. There's a possible name right there, right? Malachi Hosley, TJ Harden, LaShawn Williams. He's already committed to Kansas. Eli Sanders, okay. Jalen Glover, CJ Campbell. Oh, yeah, there's some decent names. There's some guys that I think Ohio State could have interest in. For sure. Wide receiver, obviously, I talked about a couple of them, couple of names already. Micah Hudson, especially. KC from NC State. He might follow his brother, though. That might be like a package deal with his brother. Dane Key, Nick Anderson, Singleton, Casey Conception, Micah Hudson, Barian Brown, Jonte Cook. He's probably going to like Colorado or something. I heard he's already been, flirting with Colorado on Instagram. Mario Craver, wouldn't hurt there. But yeah, I don't see us going after a receiver. I'd be shocked if we do. Tight end. What's available in the tight end market on the in the portal? Oh, only 3 guys. 3 main guys have entered the portal at tight end on 247. Zach Atkins, Carson Kent, and Leroy Husbands. And you have Caleb Odom too, but I don't know if he's officially entered according to the site. Yes. On 3 probably has a completely different list. All right. Let's see who on 3 has. While that's going, let me check the crystal ball real quick just to see if anything else has popped off. Because you really never know. And of course, I'll pull up Twitter too, just to be sure that, we don't get breaking news while I'm streaming of some random tight end that I've never heard of. Malik Murphy entered the portal. That's a name we could look at. But he probably wants to start. It gives like percentages for teams. Like Eric Singleton right now, according to On 3, it's Auburn and Georgia. Kevin Conception, Alabama A&M. Barian Brown, LSU. Max Clare, tight end from Purdue. Notre Dame. Prediction for him. Ahmad Hardy, projected to Ole Miss. Tanner Koisel, another tight end. A redshirt junior in Illinois and Louisville. I can't look and see if there's any other projections. Keyshawn Silver, projected Florida. Not even gonna say that dumbass name. The other school up north. That school up north. Yeah. Jackson Arnold, projected Mississippi State. Josh Thompson, Sparty and Auburn. Ohio State was on there for a little bit, but then they got passed up. So again, let's take a look. So quarterbacks. Let's see what they have for quarterback on 3. Yeah, the ranking is a lot different. Because you have Salter at number 1, Moss, Menza, Wegman, Arnold, Chandler Morris. Nah. Mikey Keene, Anthony Colandrea, Thomas Castellanos, Devin Brown. Ricky Collins is a redshirt freshman. Heck no, they're not going after him. Matthew Sluka, Keon Jenkins, TJ Finley. That dude's been in the portal, I think, every year the last few years now. And for a visit as a tight end. They wanted him to switch positions. He's like, nah, fam, I'm sticking as a quarterback. Connor Harrell, Marcos Davila from Miami. Man. These names just don't really hit. Oh, wow, look at this. Look at this. Hank Brown, Iowa. Looks like Ashton Daniels to Auburn. Okay. All right. So moving down the list again on 3. On 3. Running back and then wide receiver. Let's see what they have at running back. Ahmad Hardy. Okay. Demarion Bothwell. Oh, that's so weird how they have it as fluff. Demarion Bothwell. Wayshawn Parker. Terrion Stewart from Bowling Green, a junior from Sandusky. I wouldn't be mad with him. Or even Eli Sanders. Verone Ellison, Tulsa. Kanye Roberts, Cole Cabana. No. Sia Bengura, Malik Sherrod, Jay Ducker, Keon Owens. I don't know if those names just again don't really jump out. Most of those names don't really jump out at me. And then wide receiver. I already talked about those guys. Don't really need to look at that. Tight end. Obviously, Max Clare immediately jumps out. This was the position really on 247 hasn't updated yet. They didn't put in Max Clare for some reason because they'd be slacking. All right. Yeah, I'm just waiting for on 3 to load up because sometimes it takes forever. So, Max Clare, Tanner Koizal, Luke Has from Arkansas, Conor Weber, Blake Bosma, Bauer Sharp from Oklahoma, Jacob Peterson, Juice Vereen from NC State. Okay, there's Tavian Galloway. Yeah, no, not doing that one. Jordan White. So there's Jordan White. So there's Jordan White. I talked about him earlier. I talked about him earlier. You also have some other dudes. Let's see who else we have up here. Matthew Wyckoff, Nick Sharp, Ethan Newman, Jacob Norcross, Gabe Blair, Brady Wilson, Wallace Unamba, Caden Kittler, and then, like I said, you have Mercer and Owens. You might even have a few Alabama kids jumping in as well here soon. Cam Dewberry, bro. What's really cool is I was looking on Twitter earlier today, right after it was announced that Cam Dewberry entered the portal. Apparently, Ohio State was heavy on him coming out of high school. Devin Sanchez's dad is such a GOAT right now because this dude is essentially a part of Ohio State's recruiting staff. He's doing better recruiting than our freaking coaches are. Who in the heck is the father of the top prospect, arguably, in your upcoming class? See a better recruiter than guys you're paying millions of dollars to. I gotta give a lot of credit to Devin's father, man. He is the GOAT right now. He's tweeting at, Cam being like, yo, come out here, boy. Come on. Get over here. Get over here. It's like, damn, all right. All right, damn. Hey Ryan Day, make him an honorary part of your staff real quick. Damn. You gotta love it though. He's trying to help the team get better. He's an extension of the recruiting staff. He's like, hey, I'll butter him up for you. You finish the job. Austin Fry, because you can't do it yourself. But I got to give a lot of credit to Devin's father. And in fact, I mean, Devin's whole family is like just doing the work when it comes to helping this team out. You love it though, right? You love it because they want to see this team be as good as possible. I can only imagine what the DM's looking like for real. But yeah, Cam Dewberry was, I guess, a big time target for Ohio State. I think he had an official visit coming out of high school. I'm sure they'll be talking to him if they haven't already. Let's see who else you have. I mean, there's some other names. Way too many to really talk about. Oh, look, Ben Chrisman's back in the portal. Didn't work out at Kentucky, I see. Sucks. That's tough. Hopefully he lands on his feet. Because again, going to the portal is a very tricky business because you don't know if you're going to have a job next year, if you're going to have a team. I mean, worst comes to worst, you're sitting around doing nothing this summer because you entered the portal. You took a big risk. Because obviously, you entered a portal, you look back and the team that you left already filled your spot. They're not going to leave a spot open for you. They're not going to say, oh, yeah, the door will always be open for you to come back. I mean, I'm sure they'll say that, but in their heads, they're thinking he ain't coming back. No, because the moment you leave, the moment you sign that paper saying I'm out of here, they're already filling your spot. There's some interesting names out there. I'm sure they're going to be going after the big names though. You can't be going after these like middle to low tier names. No. This isn't like a few years ago where we didn't know what to do with our NIL. We have our NIL is fully armed and operational. We can dish out the big money. Look what we did last year. We're not afraid to dish out big money for good players. It's the way it is. All right. So yeah, like I said, they have gone heavy after O line so far. They've talked to 6 guys: Josh Thompson, Gunnar Hansen, Luke Beklenko, Jordan White, Tarantino, and Isaiah World. Now, defensive line, this is where things get awesome. This is where things pick up because there are some dogs on the D line part. There's some absolute man eaters in the portal on D line. One of them is the guy you see on your screen in James Williams. He's an absolute dog. Yeah, he's he's a legit edge rusher. Now, of course, we're going to start off by looking at 247's list, and we're going to compare it with on 3. So 247 has Prince Will and James, both from Nebraska, as the top 2. Cameron Olds from Kent State, number 4. He's a 4-star. Hey, yo, 4-star. Will Helt from Purdue, Deshaun Womack, Red Hibbler, Nate Johnson. Looks like Keanu Coate from Alabama might be going to Vanderbilt. DJ Warner. I think we were interested in him as a flip target last year. Clev Lubin, Justice Boone from Florida, Kazim Moore from Elon, Tassili Akana. Yeah, there's some interest. There's some decent names. Not sure if we're going to be interested in any of those guys. Like the bottom tier, I know we're probably looking at, obviously, we're looking at James Williams. He's freaking on the screen. Yeah, Deshaun Womack, Nathan Johnson, any different names? Deontay McCray, Jonah Pace, Rashawn Lawrence. Nobody that I remember from previous recruiting classes. Amatoa McDonough. Braden Siders, no. Demon Clowney. A 4-star coming out of high school. A 3-star in the portal. Which means he went down. He underperformed. Oh, Ken Talley. How funny is that? That dude was talking major ish about Ohio State when he was with Penn State. Now he's in the portal again. That's tough. That dude was always talking ish about Ohio State. Yeah. I don't think he liked Ohio State because we kept beating his team's butt. Now he's in the portal again. That's tough. Yeah, some interesting names again. Nobody that again jumps out and says, I need him." I mean, obviously, Will Helt is probably one of the top names. Interestingly enough, they don't have James Williams or Prince Will as edge rushers. I think James is a jack, which is what we use. Now, looking at the big hog mollies in the middle, of course, Bear Alexander, again, he's a fixture in the portal. Call him Portal Man. Call him Portal Man because he's always there. Iran Duhan from UTEP. Yes, he was one of the top freshmen this year overall. Interesting. He'll have a lot of interest. Jaheim Otis from Alabama. Keyshawn Silver. It's already come out that Ohio State's not even in his top 4. It's like, damn, dude, the portal's just been open one day and this dude's already got his final 4. Yeah, this dude was definitely tampering. Tampering like a mother trucker. Corey Walker, okay, from Western Michigan. James Thompson. Cole Brevard from Purdue. Owen Ostrowski, Red Hibbler, Matthew Alexander. Yeah, same names mostly. Michael Diata. Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, Joshua Donald. I thought that was from Pitt. I think I saw somewhere where, like, the cousin of Aaron Donald's in the portal. unless that's him. But he's from App State. I think Aaron's whatever relative. I don't think it was his brother. It's a part of his family though. I think it's his extended family. He's in the portal from Pitt. Marcus Moore, Naki Johnson from Pitt. No, that's not him, obviously. Yanni Karlaftis. Interesting. Mm. Nah, I don't see us going after. Oh yeah, Elliot Donald. That's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, Elliot Donald. Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. All right. Some guys I think they could look at. Barry Alexander? Hell no. I am not going anywhere near Barry Alexander. That dude literally cannot stay in one place for a year. No. I mean, if I'm the Buckeyes, I would at least look at Kyron Duhan. At least give him a look. At least inquire. Now, of course, Langdon Kitchen and James Williams are the only two that they've been in contact with so far. Now, linebacker. They say possibly one or two linebackers. Let's see what On3 has at linebacker. And then we will look at 247 to see how the lists differ. All right, so 247, you have Amari Campbell, Josiah Trotter, related to Jeremiah Trotter, and Junior, of course, Brian Parham and Andrew Jones, Sione Hala, Hala at your boy. Yeah, biggest name is Amari Campbell, who's a 3-star, Josiah Trotter. Got me some water, too, to keep my mouth moist. Yeah. Oh, here we go. On3 has some big names. Taekwon King from Temple. Amari, of course. Mekhi Bayor from Nebraska. Just curious, did we at least inquire about him? Probably not. He's from Irvington, New Jersey. Let me see what his recruiting status was. Like, who were in his top 4? Okay, yeah, we weren't. All right. All right. I don't think we'll be interested, but you never know. Josiah Trotter. And then you have Travion Barnes, Brian Parham, Keanu Coate, probably going to Vandy, maybe. Xavier Atkins from LSU, Kelly Lawson, Joseph Sipp, Stephon Thompson, again, from Nebraska. Yeah, there's definitely some interesting names. Again. Now, is there any names that if I'm Ohio State, I'm jumping on? Maybe, if they want to look at like Amari Campbell. It depends on what they're looking for, though. Because they got a damn good linebacker unit coming in as freshmen next year. I mean, you got Pettyjohn, stud. You got TJ Alford and Eli Lee. And they already lost Gabe, right? He already transferred out. And then in terms of what they have besides those guys, they got to see what happens with Sonny. Because if Sonny leaves, if he goes pro, and Sonny, and of course, Cody Simon is a grad, so he's probably gone. He's gone regardless. You're going to have just Arvell Reese, CJ Hicks, Peyton Pierce, and Garrett Stover. And then you're going to have the 3 coming in the upcoming class of 2025. And they have currently 3, 6, they have 10. You need to have depth, so they may add 1, regardless of what happens. Because again, you don't really want to throw freshmen out there because Ohio State likes to develop their kids. In their minds, their motto is scouts don't usually ask for a kid's freshman tape. Yeah. You rarely see freshmen play anywhere unless you're like Jeremiah Smith and you're just a dog. Now, believe it or not, for Josiah Trotter, Ohio State was in his Final Four according to the RPM prediction machine on 3. They had a less than 1% chance, but the other 3 teams, West Virginia, Penn State, and Virginia Tech. Now, it didn't say who recruited him. Man, I mean, we have James Laurinaitis now, right? And he's a legend at Ohio State. So maybe we give him another look. I don't know. It'll be interesting, though. Next, let's take a look at secondary. And they say possibly a safety and a corner. This is going to be a fun group because you look at what we have right now. At cornerback, I mean, Denzel Burke's gone. He's going pro. At least he should. Jordan Hancock, probably going pro. Davison could honestly return. I would not be shocked if he came back because he's only a junior. But man, I mean, I wouldn't be mad if he left because you don't want to end up like freaking Shaun Wade. If I'm one of those kids and I'm thinking about coming back, if I'm a coach, I'm looking, if I'm like an agent or whatever, I'll be like, straight up, I know you're thinking about coming back. Look what happened to Shaun Wade. And even Denzel. Denzel could have went pro, but he decided not to. He came back. Right? He came back. He hasn't been good. He's been all right, but he hasn't been his best. He kind of reminds me of like what, sophomore year, Burke. Because this freshman year was phenomenal. Then his sophomore year, he just got exposed. I remember in his sophomore year, he was like changing his number like every few weeks, trying to get something going, and just wasn't helping. Now, in terms of what we got coming up, obviously, Devin Sanchez, right? But you also have Jordan Woods, who is like 6'4", but they're going to have him as a safety. They're not going to have him playing corner at 6'4". I doubt it. They're going to have him as a safety. He might be too big to be a corner. But you have Jermaine Matthews, you have Calvin Simpson Hunt. Lorenzo Styles is gone. He's a senior. He's gone. Hancock, again, could stick, but who knows. Miles Lockhart. And you have Aaron Scott, too. Don't forget about Aaron Scott. And again, let's take a look at the Buckeye recruiting class for this upcoming season, because I know we have Devin. And Devin could easily walk in and start next year. Honestly, I mean, if I'm Ohio State, I'm kind of trying to maybe motivate Denzel or Hancock to go pro. I'd be like, yo, Denzel, bro, don't end up like Shaun Wade, coming back and then looking like ass and ruining your stock. Go pro. Get that money. You know, do it while you can. Don't end up like Shaun Wade. Because Shaun Wade was a first round talent. And then he came back and he got exposed and he was ass. Look at him now. You don't even hear about his name. He's lucky to be on a roster. It sucks because he was a dog and then he just came back. Right? Now, what if Ohio State doesn't win the whole thing? You think everybody coming back again? It wouldn't surprise me. But if we win a natty, everyone's gone. That's their main goal. They came back to win a natty. Of course, we have Devin coming back. Devin coming in. Man, I forgot about Bo Penn at receiver, too. I don't even know if he'll play much. Regardless, he won't be playing much. Yeah, Philip Bell, too. Man, I forgot about Philip Bell. No. Philip Bell, Bo Miller, Desi Jones, and Quincy Porter at receiver next year. Yeah, they'll be fine at receiver. Yeah, they only really have Jaden and Fahim. Fahim is legit like a top 5 safety. Number 8 at his position. I think he's top 5 though. Just me though. I think he's top 5. Yeah. Yep. Legit. Yeah, corners are going to be an interesting group to watch. They have Jeremiah Wilson from Houston, Matthew McDoom. Oh my God, having the last name of McDoom. My goodness. Rayon Strader, Theron Johnson. He was actually in one of my thumbnails. Yeah. He was in my Northwestern Ohio State thumbnail in the main channel. Yep. Jordan Scruggs, Jordan Young, Connie Walker, Coy Beasley, DJ Graham from Utah State, Alzillian Hamilton. His name's Alzillian. I guess it's kind of like Maximilian, right? He's a level above Maximilian. Ah. Noah Avenger, Jair Brown, former Buckeye, just like Jalen Johnson, Jaden Mickey, Dante Balfour. Okay, yeah, there's some juicy names. Just names alone. Obviously, we're not gonna pick up someone just because of their name. Hey, we like your last name. We're gonna bring you in. We're gonna pay you all this money just because your last name is cool. Nah. I think they could maybe go after a corner, depending on who comes out, who leaves in the portal and in the secondary room or whatever. At safety, what do they got? What's out there at safety? Real quick. Okay, so let's take a look and see what 247 has at corner. See how their rankings look. Oh yeah, Julian Humphrey. God, they have some different names on here. Holy crap. They have Julian Humphrey, Bryce Pollock from Mississippi State, Jakeem Jackson from Florida, Ryan Strader, Ethan O'Connor, Tony Grimes, Jalen Braxton, Jaleel Hurley, Theron Johnson, Chasen Johnson from UCF, Jordan Matthews from Tennessee, Dante Balfour, Jaden Mickey, Jordan Scruggs. Jordan Scruggs. They have some completely different names on there. Then at safety for on three, Dylan Tyneman, of course, from Purdue. TJ Metcalf, Cole Wisniewski from ND's North Dakota State. Isaiah Cash, Caleb Weaver, Hezekiah, is that Hezekiah Masses? Brandon Jacob, Devin Turner, CJ Hurd. That's a big name on the portal right now. He's getting a lot of attention. Jamel Johnson, Jalen Stroman, Jalen Thompson. Okay, yeah. Jordan Favors, Jordan Allen, Avery Stewart, Key Lawrence. He's been on there forever, though. This dude transfers in the portal in October. You know, Grace Threats, Taj Ra'el from Memphis. He committed he went to the portal back in October again, like earlier. Heck's on the floor here. Oh. John House, Sione Hala. Yeah, there's again some pretty big names. And there's gonna be more. There's gonna be many more out there. Now I've already talked about O line, obviously D line. See what on three has for D line. Although I'm pretty sure I already looked at those. Yeah, I've already looked at the names on the D line, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Tyron, yeah, I've already looked at these guys. All right. So we're going to wrap this up with the final few position groups. Linebacker, I think I've already looked at that one on three. I think Ohio State will really try to add some legit players to this squad. Yeah, I've already looked at that one. And then secondary, I just looked at. And then, of course, we have specialists, which they will be looking at a kicker and punter. Kickers going into next year, well, Snyder's a senior. Fielding's a junior, but I'd be booting his ass out immediately if I was Ohio State after this season. I'm saying, bye bye, you're done. Bye bye. Bye bye, Fielding. Goodbye. See ya. Casey Magyar's a redshirt sophomore transfer. They're going to bring in a guy to compete regardless. In fact, wait, did they have one in this? No, they did not have one in this class. And then last year for 2024, I could have sworn they had a punter. Let me look real quick on the punter side. They have two punters on Joe McGuire. They have a transfer from Buffalo, Anthony Vanieri, and then they have the dude who's literally as big as a damn linebacker in Nick McLarty. Yeah. Nick McLarty's 6'7", 255 pounds. Bruh. He's a damn linebacker. I'm Ryan Day. I'm looking at this dude going, hey, yo, Nick, you sure want to be a punter? Be a damn linebacker. I mean, if you ain't doing it at punter, you could always be a linebacker. No, dude, having this dude as a freaking punter, I'd be so tempted to do fake punts because nobody's tackling him, especially if he has wheels like that. Oh my god, he'd be like the fake punt specialist. He's 6'7", 255. I mean, God, let's see how freaking heavy are some of our linebackers on this damn team. He weighs more than Peyton Pierce, who's 6'1". He would shrug off corners like freaking flies, man. My God. Damn, son, how the heck is he a punter? He should be a linebacker or something. God. Hell, have him really beef up and put him on the edge. He should not be a punter. That's crazy. Oh yeah, and I also forgot Leroy Roker. Leroy Roker is the safety for next year too. They got some guys coming in everywhere from the last two classes. You also have like Max LeBlanc at tight end next year. Then you have like Ian Moore. You have Dominic Kirks in the D line. Like they have guys all over the place that could contribute. But maybe they want to add a couple of veterans to really help the team out. Because you don't really want to have a team full of young guys and a team full of freshmen. Especially in these big games when you're trying to win. You know? Let the young kids develop. Simple as that. So Andrew Glass is the number one kicker from Kent State. Addison Schrock, Nick Brown, Steven Rusnak, Jack Norris, Robert Hammond, Colton Boomer. This dude's name is Colton Boomer. Okay. He better have a damn leg on him if his last name is Boomer. That dude better be able to kick at 62 with ease. You can't have the last name Boomer and be a bum kicker. That's for sure. Dennis Lynch. I mean, yeah, there's some good ones out there, but I think everybody's got their eye on Jesus. Yeah, Jesus. We need Jesus, man. What are you talking about? We need Jesus. Get me Jesus. Yeah, I'd be down for that. Now, punters. What do they have at punter? Funny, I've spent over an hour just going over this stuff, and my camera freaking froze. There we go. All right, we're back. We back. Okay. Jacob Ulrich, Aiden McCarter, Sebastian Tasco. I think they could probably add a punter for competition. But do they really need one? Not necessarily. Nah, they don't really need one. Probably add one for competition though. I mean, Bowman, Jack Bowmeister, Carl Steinkamp, Buck Buchanan. Oh my god. Sounds like a damn wrestler name. Oh man, but yeah, so that's a look at every single freaking position on the 247 Bucknuts transfer portal tracker. And I went through all the top names on 3 and 247. Right? So, you know, some good names. I'm sure the Buckeyes will be looking all over the place, and they're not close to being done. We're just getting started. The portal officially opened yesterday, and we'll see how long it takes for things to really pop off. I actually made a little bet with myself, for maybe, a little something, something with myself. Be like, hey, yo, I wonder if who's going to make the first move? Will the Buckeyes land a transfer, or will the Guardians sign somebody? I mean, outside free agent. But because I know people would hear that and they think, but they already, I know they brought back Shane Bieber and Austin Hedges, but they haven't signed anybody from outside yet. From the outside, all they've done is bring back guys. So, transfer portal. Yeah, because we got other stuff to talk about. Yeah, we got other crazy things to talk about here. Like, how about the fact that earlier this morning, the number one tackle in the class of 2026 announced that he'll be coming to Columbus for a visit next week. It's pretty lit. Jackson Cantwell. Yeah. Jackson Cantwell out of Missouri is coming to Columbus for a visit. And then I believe the next day he'll be going over to the team up north. Justin Fry, I swear to God, bro, if you can't land this dude. I mean, he had a chance to get Jordan Seaton, fumbled it. He had a chance to get David Sanders. We had a legit chance, fumbled it. This is strike 3 for Justin Fry. You can't get Jackson Cantwell. Yeah. Damn. Because we wouldn't need to go to the portal if this loser could just recruit. God, pissing me off. Now, for those who hadn't heard, Ohio State will be facing Tennessee in 2 weeks in prime time. Now I say that's big, prime time because to end the season we had 6 straight noon games. Very irritating. And yeah, it's really irritating simply because of the fact that apparently Ohio State's been cooking something up production wise for presentation, and they haven't been able to use it.